real progress. Not liberal ideas or conservative ideas, but common sense solutions to the challenges we face.
I will tell you that every serious Democratic and Republican, conservative and liberal economist that I spoke to believed very strongly that we needed a recovery package because what was happening was consumers, they had pulled back.
You want to be pretty liberal.
When pressed to define himself, he'd offer phrases like creative moderate or a liberal with a conservative bent. But in truth, Ed Brooks' career was animated not by a faith in any particular party or ideology, but rather by a faith in the people he served. You're absolutely right that when I was sworn in, the hope was that unemployment would remain around 8 or in the 8% range. That was just based on the estimates made by both conservative and liberal economists, because at that point not all the data had trickled in. India has been moving in a more liberal direction consistently under Prime Minister Singh's leadership.
On my first trip to the United States as a parliamentarian, the US Information Agency briefed my hosts that I was a ferocious liberal and deeply anti-Republican, which meant that I spent most of the fortnight being introduced to communists.
TV claiming that I'm this big tax and spend liberal. Next time you hear that, you just remind.
So much of the argument out there all the time is, up in 40,000 feet. These abstract arguments about, who's conservative or who's liberal. You've got folks who are conservative or liberal, different races, different religions, different backgrounds, but they figure out how to focus on the mission. And I think Arnie has done an outstanding job of saying we've got to get past the old dogmas, whether it's the dogmas on the liberal side or the conservative side, and figure out what works.
In fact, that renowned liberal Newt Gingrich first called the original version of the budget radical and said it would contribute to right-wing social engineering. This is coming from Newt Gingrich. Whether you are conservative or liberal, Democrat or Republican, this is a no-brainer. That is not a liberal idea or a conservative idea. It's not a Democratic or Republican idea. That is a smart idea. Of people, some unlikely bedfellows, some very liberal folks, some very conservative folks, who all believe that now's the time to get this done. And as we saw in the Senate, there is the strong potential.
Right? So a great liberal arts humanities education is still critically important because in today's global economy, one of the most important skills you have is your ability to work with people and communicate clearly and effectively.